Good evening, Randomaniacs! I am Dr. Funkin, and tonight we are bringing you some Final Fantasy Randomizer Irongol action. We have got a race with 9 competitors in it tonight. And we are going to have some pretty interesting flags tonight. We've got randomized weapons and armor. We have got 24 item locations and no loose items, but we will have something around 7 dud locations. We've also got blurst items on with a random weapon and armor bonus going from -9 up to +9. And on top of that, XP will be scaling per orb lit at a 25% bonus for each orb that gets lit. And it looks like all of our racers are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the gate. Alright, the gate has been dropped, so our racers will be starting momentarily. Apologies if I'm a little, a little off tonight. I am the only one in the booth, but I will see what I can do to take you through this. And our racers are off, so, it looks like the castle is something else. What do we got for white magic? We've got Invis 2 and Life, great to see at level 1. And then we have Bane and Harm 4, so it looks like the spellbooks have been mixed. And after seeing what was there, Burt Reynolds is going ahead and re-rolling his party.
It appeared that it was a waterfall inside the Corneria Castle.
Thank you for that. And it looks like Will Bloodworth is going solo thief tonight. He does love to do that. Burt Reynolds has gone solo fighter, as has Ale Markin. We do have, let's see, there are a total of 9 competitors tonight, so we also have 6 off-stream runners. And let's see, so it looks like the Weresword +2 is the best weapon for sale right now in Corneria. And, let's see, kinda expensive everything at the Corneria item shop for just starting out. And with the Waterfall Cave being our first stop, not exactly where we want to go with a solo character. Got an unrunnable mud goal, but that Quake hitting it is going to be a nice XP boost. Yeah, Burt Reynolds immediately jumps to level 7, safely walks it out. That's a great start for him.
Another thing to keep in mind with these flag sets, if I remember reading them correctly, there is no saving at an inn, there is no saving on the overworld. The only time that you save is when you die. So if you've got a reset button set to your controller, this would be the night to have it unmarked on there.
I did not notice that in the flag set. That is extremely good information to have, and that is absolutely a mistake I would make. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds making his way further into the into the waterfall. While Ale Markins found some volcano floor. And it looks like Provoca was an Earth Cave floor.
And the volcano floor and Dwarf Cave has led to the floater area, so if you can get through that, that'll be another key item check you can get off.
It certainly will. We got the bottom ice cave here. Also, I'm noticing that these fighters are casting spells. What's up with that? Ooh, key from the sad robot in the volcano.
The fighters are able to cast ninja spells, so they have black spells up to level 4. It's one of their bonuses from the blurst classes.
Oh, interesting. Blurst classes is new since the last time I did commentary, so I was not aware of that. According to chat, it sounds like there is some issue with the sound. It sounds like there's double up, so we'll see if we can get that resolved. Alright, looks like our restreamer may have gotten that resolved, so hopefully things sound alright as we continue. And Ilmarkin fights the bridge boss and is making his way up towards Matoya's cave. Excellent, glad to know that fixed it.
And also, over on Burt Reynolds' side, he found Ordeals that was at the Temple of Fiends. However, he couldn't actually go in and do anything with it because the flag sets do not allow for early stages, early starter, or early ordeals. You have to do what you normally do in the vanilla game to be able to access the key items at those locations.
Thank you very much for jumping in with that, Shadow. That was very helpful information to have. All sorts of things I missed because I don't read the flag set nearly as well as I should.
Well, to be fair, the only reason I know as much as I did is I try to practice seed with these same flag sets before coming in, just so I'd have an idea of what to expect on the tracking. Ooh, looks like we have a Lich Floor over on Ailmarkin's side.
Yep, Ailmarkin, with that Quake, might be able to just one-shot Lich and then get that massive 25% XP boost for lighting an orb.
And with solo characters, that 25% is going to go a long way in a hurry.
It absolutely is, and let's see what we got. Quake, Lich, ineffective. Lich swings and misses. One more Quake. Ooh, damage poison for 115. Quake goes off. Lich, ineffective. Probably not gonna do much. Ooh, and Lich has also got Blaze. Or Punchin' Lich for 25. Ink, free turn. Yeah, I don't see this going well. Oh, and there's Blizzard. Okay. That's not too terrible. The fact is, you do have Quake, so you can probably take this Lich out.
If memory serves, Quake is 25% chance to hit, I believe, so a little bit worse than a coin flip, but it's bound to happen eventually.
Yep, and Ailmarkin is going right back in at that. Burt Reynolds, up to level 13 at this point, and has found the Northwest Castle.
I didn't get to see what that was. I'm certain I'll see it here in about 20 or 30 seconds when he steps out.
Classic gamer saying, Blaze, Poison, and Blizzard, who does Lich think he is? Tiamat? And, you know, that's a really good question.
The only thing I think would be missing from a classic Tiamat would be Thunder, but maybe I'm looking at it from the fantasy perspective instead of the game perspective.
Ailmarkin hitting level 12 on his fighter after hitting Harm 4 to take out a huge pack of undead. And it looks like he's just doing a little bit of a grind right now. Meanwhile, Will Bloodworth making his way south to the Northwest Castle location and going past down towards Marsh Cave.
In regular Randomizer, I'm a firm believer of being a member of Club Nevermarsh. Let's see how well this works here.
Well, it looks like the Sharknado floor. Yeah, that's the Sharknado floor, so that's going to be a lot of chests to check.
Provided the lobsters stay away.
Indeed, but yeah, this could potentially be huge if there's some good gear here. We know that it's not necessarily going to have any... Oh god, yeah, that just got absolutely wrecked there. And yes, this is a single character challenge with Dragon Warrior mode. So, you only save on death. And it looks like Ailmarkin is satisfied with this portion of his grind and is going to go rest up. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds casting some poison smoke on some birds.
And normally I'm all for smoked chicken and everything, but I don't know if I'd want to eat a paralytic that's been baned. I think that's a little bit too exotic for my taste.
Oh, it looks like Ailmarkin was actually doing a money grind so he could buy that +2 Wear Sword. And so now he's actually equipped with a weapon and not just having to rely on those spells.
That'll certainly be helpful for your regular mobs. I'm not entirely sold if that would help with Lich when he goes back there, but the extra levels mean more cast of Quake, so hey, that'll help too.
Yep, and now Ailmarkin going ahead and going to get his key out of the waterfall cave. This Harm 4 just does so much work against mummies. Massive XP boost, up to level 15. And Burt Reynolds has found his Lich floor, and is going to take the dive as well. Trying to run from these images, no luck there. They're just swinging away at him, but keep missing, so not really much trouble there. It is just kind of a waste of time.
Between images and shadows, those are usually the two types of undead I have the most trouble running away from, so if you can find a way to neutralize them early and not expend a lot of resources, it's sometimes better to just go ahead and wipe them out. Oop.
And Burt Reynolds is our first runner to light an orb by Quaking Lich, and that'll be huge for him. That's a big 25% XP bonus on the rest of the game at this point. And only 3 more orbs need to be lit before he can make his way to the Temple of Fiends.
And that happened so quickly, I literally blinked and missed it.
Absolutely, that'll happen. And I believe we saw the Temple of Fiends at Matoya's cave.
That would be Northwest Castle at Matoya's cave.
Okay.
I do not have Temple of Fiends noted yet.
Then I may have just mistook Northwest Castle for that. Let's see, gold is -9, that iron shield is +3, and the flame armor is -6. Burt Reynolds going ahead and buying the -6 flame armor. It still gives you some defense, and it does give you that resistance, which is nice.
And normally as a fighter, you're not trying to evade things, so the increased evade penalty isn't really going to be much of a hindrance.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, Ailmarkin trying to get out of this waterfall cave, taking on these ogres. And Will Bloodworth, again, making his way around the world, and it's not going well for him.
I'll have to see another battle for him to get into, but last I looked, he hadn't gained any levels yet. I'm certain that's changed by now, but...
Now, he's been pretty much running from everything because there hasn't been a weapon for him yet on the Thief. So he just keeps getting smacked around.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the bonuses for the Thief in this game, he'll get an increased hit percentage, so... Buffed Thief already has 8 hits near max level. Add 20% on top of that, you're looking at 9 and maybe even 10 if you can get a Mazamune in this seed.
Not bad at all. Oh, looks like Burt ran into some red dragons who decided to have him for lunch. Oh god, the Great Axe was at -8. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. And, ooh, was that the greater than, less than room in the Elfland Castle? Oh, Vanilla Elfland. Okay.
Yeah, that was from the quick glance. That was greater than, less than. You're right.
That's a good find, and yeah, still level 1 for for Will Bloodworth, who is not finding any worthwhile gear. Oh, those gloves +9 though. That will at least. Oh, he doesn't have enough money.
I believe the gloves +9 is a little bit of a misnomer. They're not necessarily gloves. They're essentially metal gauntlets, but somehow wrapped in silk satin and made to feel a little bit softer.
Oh, Burt Reynolds has found Provoca. What do we got for magic here? Ooh, Heal 2 and Temper at level 2 black magic. Temper is going to be huge for a fighter.
At least until they can come across Saber, but
oh, wow.
No guarantee he'll even get that.
A rune sword +7. That is an amazing get for Burt Reynolds. Classic Gamer 76 in chat pointing out that those gloves have a better absorb than a vanilla pro ring. Ooh, that +9 iron armor might actually be worth it over the -6 flame. Sure, you lose a resist, but, like, just the +9, that's gonna be some huge absorb on that thing.
This early in the run, yeah, I would go for straight up absorb over elemental resistances.
No, Burt Reynolds does not agree, and he's about to take on Bicky and the Pirates, so let's see how this goes. Pirates going 1, 2, 3, and then we get some Bane. Let's see how many pirates we can take out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all 9 at once. Go Bane.
And meanwhile, while that was going on, Aelmark managed to cake the Lich, so he has the first orb.
Awesome. And Burt Reynolds got the Canal from defeating Bicky and the boys. Oh, Will Bloodworth finding Provoca and getting that Rune Sword +7, which is one of the best weapons you could possibly equip on a thief that isn't the Masamune or a Coral Sword. It's about equivalent to a Coral Sword. So hopefully this will let him start doing a little bit of killing of his own.
Folks, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance if the tracking shows up a little bit slow. I'm kind of assisting with the commentary and pulling double duty, so there's only one of me and 17 million things to look at. So it'll get there. I'm just afraid it'll be a little bit slower.
Really appreciate you stepping up, Shadow Flames. Alright, so the Northwest Castle is the floor before Mermaids, with TFC, that friendly chest. However, they can get that if they want, because Aelmarkin's got the key. In fact, the only person on stream who that might pose a problem for is Will Bloodworth, who has yet to make it through the waterfall.
Now that he has a suitable weapon in hand, that might only be a matter of time.
Indeed, here's hoping he can get a couple of quick kills under his belt and gain a few levels.
Cat +2 in the Provoker Armor Shop. Not entirely the best of items, but it's better than nothing.
Will Bloodworth is buying up a bunch of silver gauntlets and putting them on his nun characters.
The only thing that I can think of for that is if he buys a bunch of extra armor and puts it on his inactive characters, if he finds armor in a chest, it can't automatically be added to his inventory.
Oh, no, I know exactly what he's doing. He's been losing money from all of his deaths. He's using that as a way to prevent loss of cash from dying.
I didn't even think about that, and I used to consider Dragon Warrior one of my favorite games, so good call.
Yeah, like, I'm like, what is Will doing? Oh my gosh, that's it.
I have to say, that's kind of a low-key genius-level move.
Yeah, that one might even call it a veteran move from Will Bloodworth. Burt Reynolds poking around the Sharknado floor, runs into a nightmare and a bad man. Trying to run away, not successful, but they also aren't doing a huge amount of damage to him, and with that huge HP total at this point. Oh wow, something got him good, because he just dropped like a stone. I don't know if one of those had Death Touch or something, but he just got wrecked.
Well, this is Final Fantasy Randomizer. The odds of Death Touch are usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's 100%. All enemies have Death Touch always.
And if they don't, they have Stun Touch.
Or Sleep Touch, or Mute Touch, or...
I should say, except in this seed. I would have to double check, but I'm fairly certain that one of the new features in the beta seeds, for status touch enemies, you can shut off Stun Touch when you're playing in Dragon Warrior mode.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it defeats the whole death by 1,000 paper cuts routine.
Looks like Will's managed to get a couple of kills, and gets glared down by those nightmares. That's probably what did in Burt Reynolds when he's fighting that nightmare and the bad man. Mudgoal swings at Will, misses. Will gets off 3 hits. Mudgoal swings and misses again, 3 more hits, and able to take out that Mudgoal. Will's gonna start gaining some real good XP here. And Burt Reynolds making the dive into greater than, less than. We'll see what we've got in here, or if he just continues to dive deeper. Those chimeras are hitting pretty hard. But they go down pretty easily, too. So, not a big deal, and they're worth a lot of XP, so... Oh, no! They managed to take out Burt Reynolds just before he kills the last one.
I've said it before, I will say it again. Improved turn order benefits who? Nobody but the monsters.
Yeah, well, you know. You say that, but at the same time, it really couldn't have gotten any better for the monsters than it already was.
You have a point.
However, that said, I'm pretty sure that improved turn order is just a placebo. Going full X-Files conspiracy theory on that flag. And Will has almost made it around to the sad robot and his key. And he's not even going to try for the treasure chest. He's going to wait for the sad robot to walk in front of him so he can get the item without hitting the spike tile. This is incredibly smart. He has no idea what's on that spike tile and whether or not he'd be able to take it. The problem is that who knows what the... it's just some Grogers. He'll be fine. Maybe not. Oh god. They're hitting very hard. Oh, but he does get successfully run. So Will get his key. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds taking on some men cats, or some Medusas, while Ale Markin takes on a whole bunch of Red Zahags and single Wizzahag. And goes from the water floor directly into the earth. And from the earth to the top of Marsh. Burt still playing with those men cats and Medusas. That is a boatload of XP, though. Already level 24.
Meanwhile, El Markins went over to the left side of Earth 1 to see what the grind tiles were, and gets wrecked by zombie dragons and whiz vampires.
Absolutely smoked. Yeah, it looks like Burt Reynolds is just using this spike-tiled grind, since the men cats and Medusas don't seem to be hitting particularly hard. And it's pretty good XP at this point. Quake taking out all the Medusas, nothing on the Mencats. So the Mencat will just get chopped up by this rune sword. Another 5k XP, another level. Good enough, says Burt, and he continues to move on. Meanwhile, El Markin is about to get the bad news about these red Ds and how hard they hit. Well, manages to take one of them out. And he may not have the same trouble that Burt Reynolds did. Yep, surviving so far. Getting low, though. Oh, Red Dragon missed, and Ailmarkin takes out the Red Dragons for 7,000 XP, also level 24, so he's pretty close to where Bert is as far as level. So they're not too far off from each other.
Appears we have another of the newer flags on in this seed. It looks like Auto Sword has been turned on, so your heal potions are at the very top left of your inventory.
Yeah, I know some people really, really dislike that flag, but... oh, Will finally able to afford the 16 gold for those +9 gloves. That'll just be an amazing amount of survivability boost for him.
To go back on what you mentioned with the Auto Sword, there is an option in the aesthetics area where you can denounce Auto Sword, and even with it turned on, you can go back to your usual formatting of having to go to the bottom of the inventory every time. Oh, I see a ship.
Oh, that's a great thing to find in the Ice Cave. That's going to be awesome for Ailmarkin. That'll give him a lot more places to check. Especially since we've got that canal already. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds messing around on that top of marsh floor. Will Bloodworth checking in on greater than less than. Ooh, a +2 pro cape, not bad. And immediately equips it. Can't say I blame him there. It's just free absorb and evade. That joke of a buckler at -9.
Are we certain that wasn't a buckler and not actually a paper plate that's already been run through the dishwasher?
Yeah, I definitely put a bunch of my smash burgers on that plate before he took it out of the chest.
Well, thanks a lot. I now want hamburgers.
And who could blame you? I picked up a bunch of meat today so I can grind it myself for burgers later in the week. But this isn't Funkin' and Caleb's cooking show. This is Irongol Heavy Metal Championship big old brawl of 9 people.
You beat me to getting back on the point.
Will getting smacked around by these mummies and whiz mummies. We'll see if he makes it through. The mummies seem to be missing, but the whiz mummies are hitting him pretty consistently.
This is the one disadvantage that Will has compared to Ale and Burden, at least from our streamed runners. The fighter can get harm 4 as one of the ninja spells. The thief does not have that luxury.
Yeah, that would definitely be an issue. Oh no, Burt Reynolds just got turned to stone by those whiz vampires.
No one told me that the Medusa changed genders and changed outcomes and outfits and everything else.
Hey, these things happen.
True, fantasy.
And Will Bloodworth getting the bad news that since he does not have the crown, he cannot go into the Temple of Ordeals.
And looks like we have the Q block floor over on Ailmarkin.
We certainly do. He seemed to still be going in. I hope he turns around pretty quick, because he's not going to be able to get through that door without a cube.
Counterpoint, he could be looking to see what the spike tile is right inside the door.
Oh, I thought you couldn't even open the door without the cube.
No, the door's fine. It's the teleporter right in the middle of the closed room that you need the cube for.
Gotcha. Bert checking the weapon shop in Elfland, finding that there is nothing there for him that's anywhere close to that +7 rune sword. Which he's got 2 of now, if only he could dual wield.
Ooh, behind the 1 trap tile, or spike tile, pardon me, in Ice Cave, Ice Shield +6. That would be a nice find for the fighters.
Oh, yeah, it would. Also, if Will Bloodworth is able to upgrade into a ninja later. Yeah, he's not gonna get through these raid trainings.
Get into their inventory for a lengthy time. At least in the trial seed that I ran, they had a free tail to start with.
That is correct. We do have a free tail on tonight, so if they manage to find Bahamut, they'll be able to upgrade. And Bert making his way back around greater than less than. Ooh, level 3 Fade. That is a great pickup for this fighter. And Saber.
Level 3, certainly bringing a value.
Absolutely. And there's a Cure 4 in level 3 White Magic. Definitely, like, the best healing spell you could have on a solo character. And level 4 Fast. And Lock 2.
Now this is something I haven't tried yet, so I honestly don't know the answer. If you have a fighter that starts with your ninja spells and you class change, are they also able to equip their usual knight spells afterwards?
Probably, but don't quote me on that. I don't know anything about Blur's classes. It's all new to me.
My gut instinct wants to say yes, that you can do that, but I think we'll all find out at some point tonight. If
Classic Gamer verifying that in chat for us. They will get their night spells after class change.
Ah, good looking out. Thank you.
Apologies for going quiet there. I had to make sure that someone who fell over in my house was okay. And it looks like Ale Markin is sailing the seas to find a new location. Looks like they're going over towards Crescent Lake. That is an unrunnable pack of Sahags, but it looks like they're starting to run away from him due to his advanced level. Some Fade will clear up the stragglers.
If he's heading over that way, he'll probably want to make a stop over at Melmond first.
Oh, yep. There we go. He was in a different part of the sea than I thought he was at, and it turns out Melmond is Corneria Castle, which is going to be a couple more treasure checks, because we got that key.
Plus, in addition, once we find the Temple of Fiends and rescue the princess, we can come back here and it'll be 2 quick item checks.
Absolutely it will. So we got a Silver Axe +2, some gold, and the bottle in our incentivized location. And El Markin making his way over to probably see what Titan's Tunnel and the Earth Cave are, starting with Titan's Tunnel east. And we've got a little bit of Ice Cave into Elfland Castle, which is a couple more free checks. Nothing of note. And Burt Reynolds diving the ice cave, gonna be able to hopefully make it to his ship. This Fade should help him with these nasty red dragons.
One of the settings for tonight's flags is deep towns, but so far we really haven't seen them too deep.
No, we really haven't.
And then as soon as I say that, up on our market, we've got the Bridge of Destiny.
Oh, baby.
And it looks like required Warmech.
Ooh, yeah, it might be a little early for a required Warmech. Like, we've got a very good... Oh, was that a katana -9? Oh, I just felt that in Will Bloodworth's soul.
Actually, I believe it was a katana +9.
Oh, well, in that case, he'll be over the gosh darn moon once he gets to the ice cave. Oh, El Markin's gonna try and take on this Warmech. Immediately gets nuked for his trouble. 5 hits for 327, though. Oh, yeah, and Warmech just slaps him right the heck down.
Braver player than I would be. I see a Warmech that early, I don't come back until I'm at least 42.
I wouldn't... yeah, it's definitely a rough one there. He was able to hit it fairly hard with a single buff, but the problem was that he was getting nuked and slapped extremely, extremely hard back.
Right, with no other way to support then besides doing whatever you can by yourself, I'd want 42, a minimum of a ribbon, and if I had a way to cast Ruse on myself, I'd want that too.
Absolutely. Alright, so we are looking at some volcano action in the Crescent Lake area. Leading to the bottom floor of Marsh. We've got the key, so we can full clear this. And I believe this is 2 incentivized locations. Both regular Marsh and Keylock Marsh. Which is a huge find for Ale Markin.
I believe you're correct on that, and our restreamer confirming in chat that he saw +9 on the katana.
That's fantastic for a ninja, if we manage to figure out where the heck Bahamut is hiding. There we are, a nice little chimera on the spike tile, and there's our slab in the, vanilla crown chest. Got some oozes and some arachnids hiding out in front of the other incentive chest. Fade ought to clear them out pretty easily. And drumroll, we got a chime! So once we get there, we can get into Mirage Tower, if we even need to go to Mirage Tower. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds digging his bottle out of Corneria Castle. And finding Elfland Castle. And now Will is gonna, one by one, smack down these pirates.
Doesn't look like that unsafe pirates are on tonight, except for the occasional critical, so this is just going to be more time-consuming than anything.
Absolutely. I see some people chatting about not taking good enough notes to run floor entrance shuffle. There are actually some very good trackers for floor entrance shuffle available online, and you can find links to those in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. I will say that I was intimidated by floor entrance shuffle, but using those online trackers makes it not too terrible.
Yes, every little bit helps. I'm still trying to come to grips with all the different intricacies that you can do with floor and entrance shuffle. So any resource that you can find or create that makes it easy on you is usually a big help.
It certainly is. Well, Burt Reynolds about to take on the big robot. We'll see how this goes for him. Healing up, smart strategy. Fasting himself, takes 2 hits for 300 damage. Goes to swing, we got 5 hits for 257. Nuke comes out, low roll nuke though. Inferno, still alive though, 4 hits for 208. One more swing, 6 hits, 289. Quad X slays him.
Solid effort there, but it looks like a ribbon is going to be the main thing that's going to be the roadblock to Tia.
Or a pro ring. Or honestly, just better gear, because I believe Bert is still using that -6 flame armor, which is just not nearly good enough absorb to tank the big swings that Warmek's got.
Which is fair, but I'm also looking at the different attacks that Warmek threw out ahead of time, and anything that you can try to do to lower the damage of that nuclear, which I think the ribbon works.
It does not. Nuclear does not have an element, so the ribbon doesn't protect against it.
And welcome to Today I Learned.
Yep. And Ailmarkin getting himself some Tyro stakes over in the desert, and he's gonna go check Mirage Tower. And finds the C-split. So there are two different paths to take here. Trying to run from this Wizzhog and this Gershark. Gershark trying to put him to sleep. The very magical Gershark today. And we got the carry floor.
It's always good to see these two split floors near the top of an entrance, because then you don't have to go through 6 or 7 or 8 floors before you can get back to one.
Yeah, and it's always nice to not find both the splits in the same long dungeon. Ooh, a canoe in the carry floor. That's a massive, massive find.
With that puts Ailmarkin one step away from having a full equation to get the airship.
Yep. And going to check out the other side of the split before going to try carry. Can't say I blame him on that. And finds Gaia so that he can check what's in that bottle. Oh, and there's a +6 ice shield for sale.
Apparently I missed it at some point, but I think in the menu it looked like Ailmarkin has a ribbon.
Oh, and there's a crown for sale here in Gaia for 155 gold. They're just giving crowns away today.
Are we certain that the crown's not secretly made in Melmond?
Actually, I think it's made in Burger King. And a floater! Oh my goodness, Ailmarkin has all of his movement tech now. Yeah, definitely worthwhile to have checked that side of the split. I imagine he's gonna go back and fight Carry, because what's he got to lose? He either gets sent, all the way back, or he beats Carry and is now up to 50% bonus XP. Groggy Dog, that's an amazing banner you got there in chat. FFR hype indeed. And we're throwing up a fast as Carry swings for 5 hits, 68 damage. Swinging back, 9 hits, 467 damage. Carry's not going to be able to take too many of those. 3 hits, 112, a critical. 9 hits, 300-something damage. Carry's still standing, but not likely for long. 7 hits, 234. Carry goes down, and that's 2 orbs lit for Ailmarkin. Ooh, interesting tactic. Doesn't want to, looks like he's not trying to warp out, decides to just light the orb and walk out the other way. Ah, he's trying to death warp.
I was thinking that was going to be what was happening here.
Yep. Undoing all of his gear. Looks like he's trying to use the Wraiths to death warp. Did they have, like, Death Touch or something that I missed? Well, I guess they hit for 50 when they hit.
I noticed he never took off his weapons, so he can use this for a little bit of a mini grind while he waits for the sweet, sweet release of death to claim him.
Indeed, he can. And it's getting closer. Oh, and he's decided to just take it at this point. Immediately going to turn in that floater. This is going to open up the entire world between that and this canoe. The only thing he's missing at this point as far as... Actually, I mean, no, he can literally get anywhere at this point, so... And at 42 minutes, 59 seconds, Ale Markin is our first runner into the air. And immediately goes for Sarda's Cave, one of my favorite plays because I love to forget that it's there. And we've got Crescent Lake. I believe since he's killed Lich, he should be able to get the item from the old men in the park.
That would be correct.
And it's a rod. Also, since Ale Markin's got the crown, he could go turn that in up at Matoya's Cave, and he could also do Castle of Ordeals. Oh, hey, West Titan's Tunnel is East Titan's Tunnel.
I think someone flipped the switch on the wormhole a little bit backwards.
Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds is about to get his canoe. And it looks like Will Bloodworth is once again grinding in the waterfall cave. Not having early access to Quake means you can't just instant kill Lich the way our fighters could.
Looking in chat, we have a question. Are caves random? Yes. All caves, all towns, with the exception of Canaria, are random. So you could go into Elfland and find that it's Elfland. It could be the Temple of Fiends. It could be the Tiamat floor. You don't know until you actually get there and look.
Is Ale Markin going after, yep, he's going after the sad robot again. Let's see how this goes. Starts by casting some fast. Warmech starts by swinging for only 153. That's significantly better. Throws out a temper. Another 2-hit 202 from Warmech. Swinging now. 2 hits for 356, and Nuke comes out and puts an end to that story.
The robot chicken may say he's quite depressed, but he wants to make certain that everybody else feels it too, the way he's throwing those nuclears around.
And it looks like Astos is Matoya in Matoya's cave, because he's asking for a crystal.
Well, we'll chalk that up to thing number 2 that I learned today. I didn't realize you could actually talk to Astos before getting the item, and he'll tell you what he's looking for.
Yep, I learned that as a kid because I wasn't playing with a guide, and so I just went up to that castle. He's just like, "Hey, I need a crown."
I remember doing that. It's just the whole thing that threw me off is I didn't realize it was possible in Randomizer.
Oh, and Markin getting a little lost in the Castle of Ordeals. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds taking on Carrie. And goodbye, Carrie. Burt Reynolds not going for the Death Warp. Oh, that's an Irongol that Ale Markin is fighting with some fades. That went down very quick. That is a stupid amount of XP. Honestly, I'd have been tempted to take that a couple more times with how bad that Warmech's been pushing my skull in.
Well, to be fair, there's also, you want to check the incentive item first, just in case the Irongol may get a lucky attack in on you.
Very true. Very true. Picking up plenty of money, and the incentive location is our cube.
So that opens up the second basement floor of Elfland Castle, so we can see where that proceeds.
We certainly can. Let's see where Aylmarkin heads next. Yep, looks like that's exactly where he's going, is to find out what's behind this Q block. Round and round and round he goes. Where he stops? Probably on the next floor. Oh, a wooden nunchuck +1 from the the Crescent Moon room on the TFC floor. And it looks like Burt Reynolds has found the Temple of Fiends and is going to go ahead and try and knock Garland down. I don't imagine Garland's going to stand up to this. Yeah, but bye, Garland. It was nice knowing ya.
And Temple of Fiends is the third basement floor of the volcano after 2 earth floors, so somewhat easy to get to when it comes time for the end game.
Yeah, not bad at all. Meanwhile, Will Bloodworth taking advantage of NPC Guillotine to take out some bats getting in his way.
I will forever maintain the only good bat is the out-of-bounds bat.
Absolutely, because he don't get in your darn way. Meanwhile, Aylmarkin taking out the vampire and finding a very, very vanilla ruby. And beyond the rod block, we have top floor of ice. Not a whole lot there. Was that a Vorpal +4 for giving the crystal to Matoya?
I believe so. I saw Vorpal. I did not see the number at the end of it.
Alright, and it looks like Aylmarkin's gonna try and Death Warp out of here. Unequipped all of his gear, isn't attacking, just running and taking hits. I'm not used to there being actual pluses next to items in Blur's equipment. There wasn't an actual plus symbol in the game when I last commentated.
I think the only time I ever saw a plus was in the name input screen, but I could just be hallucinating that one.
You absolutely were. There wasn't one there. There wasn't actually one in the code of the game, so they would have had to have put that in. Well, these Saber-Tees seem to be doing a great job of smacking down Aylmarkin for him, and there's that Death Warp. Oh, don't hit New Game. That would be bad. Meanwhile, Will Bloodworth's still having a real hard time making a start with this thief. Aylmarkin turning in the ruby, so we'll get to see what's down here in the Titan's Trove. Soft, cap +2, some gold, and a harm 4 shirt +8. Which can be equipped by the fighter. Okay. That's gotta be a Blur's class thing.
According to our notes, it looks like it's the equivalent to the black shirt.
Alright then. And now we're gonna go ahead and check the Cardia Isles, see what's waiting for us here. First, we've got a seafloor.
Not just any seafloor, that's the Kraken floor.
Alright then, time to go smack in the Kraken. Well, Burt Reynolds at some point found Bahamut, and I absolutely missed it because he has upgraded to a knight.
Well, to be fair, there are 3 of them and 2 of us, so things are bound to be missed every now and again.
Yeah. However, he did just take out 2 Irongols, which was just a fantastic amount of XP. And he's going for it again. Can't blame him there. Considering a single Fade can take him out, yeah, absolutely worthwhile. Oh, level 46. Fantastic.
Speaking of things we missed, Aelmarkin has managed to drop Kraken and now is up to 3 orcs.
And is found Sarda, who is giving away a katana +9. Yeah, Burt Reynolds is going to take this Irongol fight all the way to 50, and I don't blame him. That's exactly what I would have done if I ran across this.
I always want to quote Monty Python here. He says he already got one!
And Aelmarkin has found the mermaids, so let's see what's in the incentive mermaid floor. It is the Oxy Ale. That's a weird place for that. You need that to be underwater, but how'd you get there in the first place?
Are we certain we haven't seen any strange men running around in floating blue boxes? Looks like we have Onrak there at another Cardia Isle, and with the newly acquired Oxy Ale, well, leads to a seafloor. At least this one's quick.
Yep, and then it leads to one of the Cardia treasure floors. Nothing really worthwhile there. Well, it would be so hard to go down there, see nothing good in there, and not for me to not reset. Oh, I would hate myself there.
I think you would make that mistake a grand total of 1 time.
You underestimate me. Or overestimate me. I'm not sure which. And oh, hey, that's a +7 Masamune from the king. Or the princess. I'm not sure which. But either way, it's fantastic on Burt Reynolds' side. I missed who was given what. The princess probably gave him something, and the king gave him something, but I know one of them was the Masamune. I don't know what the other item was.
All told, probably not as important.
Ooh, a Lit 3 Gauntlet. That's a good item to have.
Someone decided to take the Zeus gauntlets and upgrade them a little, it looks like.
Yeah, supercharge that baby. Aelmarkin checking out some sky floors and goes directly into from the sky into a volcano. And finds Melmond. Well, we've got the slab, so we can go ahead and get that translated.
Perhaps it's just me, but I think finding Melmond behind the volcano floor seems rather fitting.
Absolutely, it is decimated after all. Burt Reynolds says hello and goodbye to the vampire and gets his ruby.
Will Bloodworth just finding the bad news that you kind of need to have Sarah in the throne room first before you can get anything from the king.
Yep. But he does have his key at this point and is going to be picking up his gear here. His bottle out of the treasury. Those Cerebuses, like, Bert couldn't run from him, but they ran from him. And Aylmarkin making his way over to the Vanilla Castle of Ordeals location, which is the spider floor and sky. So we've got yet another incentivized location. And we've got some TNT. Also, it does not appear marked on his tracker, but Aylmarkin does have the crown.
Sorry about that. Again, only one of me. I'm trying to keep up as best I can.
Look, it took me like 30 minutes to notice that it wasn't checked. It's fine. Yeah, right now, the only, like, since we know where the air floor is, the only thing we need at this point is the loot, and we can go to Temple of Fiends.
That's not entirely true. I believe it's short Temple of Fiends tonight, so the loot is not technically required.
Good point. You are correct there. So, technically, all we need to do is, at this point, is kill the war mech, kill the Tiamat, and then go in and see what's down there. Gotta say, I like, despite the fact that Aylmarkin has more orbs lit, I like Bert's chances, because Bert's already maxed out at level 50 and has that +7 Masamune. Fasting up, taking on Warmech again, gets hit with a nuke, still has over 700 health, not a big deal. Inferno, barely any damage. 6 hits for huge damage on Warmech. Another 4 hits, 779. Goodbye, sad robot. And goes immediately into Tiamat without even healing. So we got a fast cast going against Tia. Tia swings, 3 hits for like 60 damage, no big deal. Ink, free turn. Swings, 11 hits, 1100 damage. Tia's not going to stand up to another one of those. 8 hits, 565. Oh, Tia's still standing. And another 8 hits, 996. Goodbye, Tiamat. So now Burt Reynolds, tied up on orb count, just needs to find Kraken and take care.
I do not know offhand if he's seen where Kraken is over at the grassy island of Cardia.
I don't believe he has been there yet, no. But once he gets there, which is probably going to be where he's checking shortly, it won't be much longer before he's in Temple of Fiends. Probably kicking himself a little bit for his routing, considering he already fought the vampire and just picked up the rod from Sarda's cave.
Well, when you have entrances and floors shuffled all around, it's easy to just misroute something and end up having to double and triple back.
And Will Bloodworth managing to get his ship out of the ice cave, so he's now on the high seas. Oh, and it looks like Ice Cave was where Bahamut was, if I was paying attention correctly. Maybe not.
Yeah, it looked like it was the second floor of Ice Cave.
And it looks like Aylmarkin did not bother to class change. Maybe he did, and I just can't tell. No, he didn't bother.
Perhaps thinking that the long walk up to Bahamut and back is a little bit too long of a time to take.
Honestly, I'd still do it just in case for the potential gear upgrades.
Oh, as would I, but then again, there's a reason that I have yet to really finish any seeds under 2 hours, and the 3 people on stream are some of the best we have in the Irongol competition.
Classic Gamer also pointing out that he's costing himself Cure 4 by not upgrading to a Knight, which he did see in Elfland. But Elmarkin also now finding the Temple of Fiends, so it's very likely that he will shortly be going back to try and fight the robot again and Tiamat. And Burt Reynolds is now making his way to Tiamat.
Or at least Tiamat's close cousin Kraken.
That's the one I meant. Kraken. The squid. The fish. Oh hey, Will Bloodworth finding a couple of eyes. And smacking him down. This could be great for getting him into this race a little bit.
Well, I mean, Tia and Kraken are both susceptible to break, so you could call them cousins.
And Aelmarkin going to pick up his Masamune very shortly. Yep, Masamune +7, and Rub's Sword was the other thing that we got from the princess. And that's a 4th Orblet for Burt Reynolds, who I'm sure will be shortly making his way back over to the Temple of Fiends. It looks like Artea is no longer in the race, since he's in chat saying that the king had Masa. And Aelmarkin swinging on Warmech again, still going low, but manages to take him out on that last swing. Alright, Burt is into our shortened Topher, checking all the treasure chests, just because. And immediately goes left to fight Carrie. Throws some fast on himself. Taking a swing, Carrie going lit 2, 43 damage, not too bad. 14 hits, 1800 damage, goodbye Carrie. We hardly knew ye. And now we got Tiamat again, starting with fast and going directly into swinging. 14 hits, 821 damage. Tiamat says, no thanks, I'm gonna cure that. Hitting with Cure 4, 14 hits, 1841 damage. Quad X does nothing. 4 hits for 266. Pretty big swing from Tia, but 14 more hits from the sword takes him out. And Burt Reynolds is about to be taking on Chaos. Well, maybe. Oh, it doesn't even heal going into the fight. And yep, it's Chaos alright. Throwing up Invis 2 stacks. Chaos starts things off with Crack. No matter. Throwing up fast. One swing for 128. Gonna throw up a little more Invis 2. Chaos throws out Bane, also ineffective. And we're gonna buff up a little bit with some Saber. Fire 3, barely any damage. Saber again. Blaze for 43 damage. Cure 4. Oh, a Thunder comes out first, then Cure 4 to go right back up, and now we start swinging. 9 hits, 1156. Chaos swings and misses. Chaos with Ink, basically a free turn. 11 hits, 1124, and that is it. Burt Reynolds has defeated Chaos. and has come in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 42 seconds. He was beaten out by Artea, who has joined us in the chat with a time of 58 minutes and 2 seconds. GG to both.
And meanwhile, over on the upper left screen, Ale Morgan has reached his Chaos fight, and we're about to have a repeat of what just happened.
Ale Markin going in, giving himself a little bit of temper, and starts swinging. 11 hits, 1900 damage. Chaos coming back with Blaze. Another 10 hits, 1200 damage, and Chaos goes down. Ale Markin finishing in third place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG. And we are joined in the booth with our second place finisher, Burt Reynolds. GG, Burt.
Thank you. GG, guys.
So, yeah, it was actually pretty neck and neck between you and Ale Markin throughout most of this race. So how did you feel that seed went?
I think the early game went quite poorly. I sort of just floundered around, just going into every location, dying a couple of times, not really finding what I needed. Turns out what I needed was in the dwarf cave the entire time, but I was saving that whole ice dive for last. So that kind of bit me a bit. And then the rest of the seed was fairly easy. Straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely. It like very clean play. Once you got out of the inner sea, it really took off for both you and Ale. Ale actually was the first one in the air, but I think what really paid off is that Ale saw that Irongol and decided not to take it multiple times, whereas you took it straight up to 50 and never had to worry about another fight again.
My plan was to at some point get to 50. Like, I want to get to like 20 sort of in the early game just so I don't have to worry about like accidental wiping. But 50 for the late game just makes things so much easier. You don't have to ever worry about it.
And we are also joined in the booth by Ale. GG, Ale.
Hey, GG, Dr. Funkin', how's it going tonight?
Oh, doing pretty well. I was just saying that to Burt that the biggest difference that really seemed to push things over the edge for Burt is Burt decided to take those iron goals to 50, whereas you did not.
Yeah, I was really at that point still looking for a weapon because I hadn't found Topher yet and hadn't turned in and talked to the king, got that massa. So with only just a rune sword plus 7, I wasn't too keen on trying them. And then since they died to 2 Fade Chargers, I was like, I'll just, solo character, I'll pretty much get the XP as I go. I still got, Warmech to kill, he's good for a handful of levels, so.
Yep. Apparently Artea, who finished in first, didn't ever find the Masa and just killed Chaos with the rune sword.
Yeah, I think I got bounced out of Warmech either 2 or 3 times, and that was kind of why I was looking like, alright, let me just go find a better weapon than this rune sword, because apparently this isn't working. I think one of my wipes at Tia, or not Tia, but Warmech was due to a little bit of mismenuing potentially. I mean, it probably wouldn't have helped, but couldn't have hurt, so.
Looks like Will Bloodworth managed to find Bahamut and has turned himself into a ninja with a level 9 Masa sword, or not Masa sword, the katana. Yeah, Will did not have nearly as good a jump off the starting line, starting with a thief, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was kind of mulling over even taking a black belt, but as soon as I saw that they had black mage HP, I kind of shied away from that one.
Oof, yeah, low HP on a black belt sounds like a real bad time.
It all really hinged on what level 1 magic was, I actually started with the black belt, checked the magic shops, and then re-rolled into a fighter, just because I wanted those 2 AoE sweepers. But if the 2 AoE sweepers had been in what was that, white magic instead, then I would have taken a black belt for the early game.
Makes a lot of sense. This whole blurs classes thing is completely new to me. I'd been out of the game for a bit, and this is my first time back, so it's all new to me.
I mean, you picked a good time to get back into it, since this really changes, how you have to approach the game, really upside down practically. Especially when you start looking at things like chaos mode with it and whatnot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks like it. It definitely caught me off guard when the fighter was buying black magic. So, looking back at the seed, is there? I already talked to Bert about this ale, but is there something that you would have done differently with how you
Yeah,
played it?
checked Volcano and Ice Cave earlier than I did.
That's pretty much what Bert said.
Yeah, I think if I had to do one thing again, it would be that after I got the airship, I spent a whole lot of time doing turn-ins, where the only thing I needed to actually find was Kraken. So there's a good possibility that I could have just jumped into entrances and found Kraken right away, and then have beaten the game without doing all the turn-ins, because I was thinking I have to do these turn-ins to get the items that'll unlock something that'll get me to Kraken. But I had most of the things that let me unlock everything already.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a familiar boat, or a similar boat. I was doing a lot of turn-ins as well, and I'm not sure why, but normally whenever I get floater, if I haven't already checked it, like with entrance and floor shuffle, I'll usually pop over and hit Volcano and Ice. For some reason, I just totally skipped it today. But I was kind of hoping that maybe Kraken, because that was also the last fiend I needed to locate, was buried somewhere, and she wasn't.
Yeah, as soon as Artea finished, I was in like the middle of a fetch train, and I'm like, okay, he beat it in under an hour. That means that Kraken's on the surface somewhere. So I just flew to Cardia, found Kraken in the first entrance that I looked in, and then beat the game quickly after that.
Yeah, I was running around trying to find. Oh look, Will found the 3-eye tile. That's nice.
Yeah, he found that a little earlier when he was still a thief. And this will be great for power leveling this ninja a bit.
Yeah, especially with the +9 katana.
Absolutely.
Wonder if Will maybe missed that orb XP is on. So if he's located other fiends, he probably ought to go knock him out real quick before he does his grind. Go just a hair faster, I think.
Yeah, he may have missed that, because he could definitely kill Lich at this point.
Well, I think I killed Lich at like level 10 or something.
Yeah, you guys had access to Cake, which made that a little easier. Not something that Will did. Will was just struggling to get started this whole time until he finally was able to pick up a little bit of money and grab that rune sword.
Yeah, that happens a lot in like the practice seeds I did of this sort of solo stuff. Is if you don't get a good start, you start dying and you lose all your money and you can't buy anything, and you just get stuck in this constant state of being too poor to get out of your poverty.
Yeah, that's where Will was for a bit, but managed to find some chests right before hitting Provoca, and then he was able to buy that sword, and then did a really smart play where he bought a bunch of silver gauntlets to protect him from death.
Yeah, in the early game, I was buying all the piers and all the cabins that I could afford just to keep my money safe.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this Dragon Warrior mode really changes how you play the game.
Yeah, I think Dragon Warrior mode has been kind of growing on me between the asyncs and running some of these flags that have had it turned on. It's actually kind of fun, I think. It changes up how you have to approach it, just kind of like Blur's Classes does.
Absolutely. And again, the game, the more that they're able to put into this game to keep it fresh, the better, as far as I'm concerned. It's like amazing just the level of creativity that we have in the people developing this randomizer.
Yeah, I think something that really speaks to the randomizer itself is there is so many flags out there. Odds are you can find a combination that you really like and you can run. And then you can, talk up your flag set, rope people into playing it, all that good stuff. And I think that's where a lot of these flags we've been running for Irongol turned into or come from.
Absolutely. And while we've been chatting, Dwight Desautel finished in 4th place with a time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 50 seconds. And Caleb finished in 5th with a time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 7 seconds. Dwight has joined us in the stream chat saying he got lost looking for the floater. Tough break.
Yeah, well, the floater and the canoe came right next to each other, so I guess Crescent Lake would have been the last place anyone would have checked for it, unless someone went down to Onrak.
Oof, yeah, that could have been bad. But yeah, those being right next to each other at the C-split was a real good stroke of good fortune.
Yeah, I saw Carrie over there on the right-hand side because I went there first to grab the canoe. I was like, well, I see Carrie here, but just in case she has something nasty and wipes me, let me just go check the left side real quick. And I was like, oh, it's Gaia, great. Oh, look, the crown's for sale in the vendor for 155 gold. I don't think I've ever seen it that low outside of Canaria before.
Yeah, that's a Burger King crown, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, then the fairy was kind enough to give over the floaters. That was really nice. And it's like, all right, well, now that we have that, let's just go beat up Carrie and find a way to die to get back to Canaria faster.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like the death warp strats involved in this was make it again really changes how you play the game. Like if I hadn't seen you doing that, Ale, I don't know that I ever would have thought to do that in this game type.
Yeah, I find it's especially helpful if you're still digging, looking for the floater. Especially if you're like in some far off area, like say you have to go up to Mirage and say it turns out to be a dud, and then you happen to find the canoe somewhere. You can death warp back, and you can make yourself to, maybe down to Ice Cave or Volcano, wherever you got to go. Just knowing that Canary is kind of like your starting point for every single dive you do, and then it still has some kind of effectiveness when you're in the airship. I think it's just a little bit lessened at that point in time because, you can just fly everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point, Will Bloodworth has hit level 50 on his ninja.
Hey, Google.
And looks like Troll's gonna troll because shows up to pick a fight and then immediately runs away.
That will happen when you got a level 50 character sometimes. Or you get into situations like happened to Burt Reynolds a whole bunch, where it's just like, can't run, but all the enemies will.
Yeah, I don't know if I was having extra bad luck with my can't runs, but there was a couple times where I got like 5 or 6 can't runs in a row. And a couple of them cost me some real time.
Yeah, it looked like you were having some pretty bad luck with it on some of those fights. And then it was just funny to me. It's always funny to me when you're a level 50 character and can't run, but the entire enemy party does.
I even waited once, and all the Gerwolves just ran away from me.
Classic gamer staying with a level 50 ninja and a plus 9 katana. Will Bloodworth should fly through the rest of this, and I would have to agree. It was pretty funny that, the princess gave you, like, just a bad sword after the king gave you the masa.
Well, one's been passed down for 2,000 years, and it's hasn't been kept up.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been, rubbing it with the proper oils and what have you. Making sure to keep those rust spots off it. At this point, I'm wondering if Will still didn't find a ribbon, because he seems to still be trying to dig out gear.
I thought I saw one in his inventory, but he went through it so quick I couldn't be certain.
Yeah, I have to figure he already has, but because Ale and Bert found it pretty early on. I didn't see where it was on either of your screens,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I never actually found a ribbon.
Oh,
I must have missed that one.
I found one on the Sharknado room out of one of the better trap treasure boxes.
Oh, I actually died right before that chest. I tried to run from the badmen, and I had like 4 failed runs, and then they glanced me. And then they glanced me, and I never went back.
Yeah, it was funny. I was just like, oh yeah, Bert's, in the Sharknado room. He's got plenty of levels. This shouldn't be too bad. Wait, what killed him? And then later, I think I saw Will get glanced by the nightmares, and I'm like, oh, that must be what killed Bert back then.
So did anyone find the tail?
It was a free tail.
Shut up, Bert. No, we're talking in post-race spoilers in the Discord, and I'm like, I was like hunting for this weapon, like, I found a Vorpal +4 from wherever I found it at, and I was like, all right, I found the Vorpal. I gotta find Bahamut. I gotta find the tail. Not in that order, but I gotta find them both. So I'm like flying around looking for the tail, and I mentioned it in the Discord, and you were just like, you never found the tail? I'm like, no, where was he? He goes, free in your inventory. It's like, crap.
Oh no. I wondered why, like, when you got to Bahamut, you just kind of left.
Yep, I just never saw it in there. I just glanced right at it. I'm sure I saw it at one point in time, then I just, lost sight of it.
And One Fine Day has finished in 6th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 24 seconds. So at this point, our last 2 racers are Zenobian and Will Bloodworth.
Well, I bet as soon as Will, like, does he found Kraken yet? Like, all he has to do is just find the fiends and a katana +9.
Yeah, that'll carry him. I'm not sure.
Won't take him long to beat any of the bosses.
No, not at all. I don't think he's found Kraken yet, but he should shortly now that he's in Cardia.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's already swinging that katana.
He is. He has been this whole time, since upgrading. Unfortunately, he's starting at the wrong side of Cardia, so he's going to take the longest possible time to find it. He must be worried about his armor, considering he's still checking armor shops. Though with those gloves plus 9, he's probably got all the absorb he needs. It's fine.
Yeah, we're playing with blurst gear between -9 and +9 today. And I think that's a little higher than what you should probably run with, because at this point, all that matters is the plus or minus.
Back in my day, they only went to plus or minus 5.
Like a +9 anything just beats a -1 anything. It doesn't matter.
So what's your preferred...
5. Back in my day, there was no plus or minus on it.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just talking about it as far as since the last time I looked at Blur's gear. What's your favorite number range, Bert?
Okay, see, I like -6 to +7. Because -6 is very unlucky and +7 is super lucky. So you feel good when you find a +7. Just give the player a little bonus.
Interesting. Will finding his Oxyale while already underwater. Yeah, he's definitely looking for something gear-wise, otherwise there'd be no reason to still check non-incentivized chests.
Yeah, I definitely forgot how poor the equipment in Melmond wealth level is. I shouldn't have opened a single chest. I'd probably been faster if I just bought the Weir +7 and just not bothered with chests for the rest of the game. Just use shops to get everything I needed.
Yeah, that Rune Sword +7 was a real carry.
Yeah, apparently +7 Rune Sword's endgame weapon if you get enough levels behind it.
Yeah, just ask Artea.
Do we have the guaranteed ruse item on in this flag?
No, that was not on. Although
I was wondering if that was what Will was maybe looking for.
I don't think I actually found a single caster item the entire game anyways.
That's not true. You talked to the princess and got yourself that rub sword.
Oh, good point. Okay.
Also,
yeah,
you went to
Harm 4
Titan's
plus
Trove
8.
and got yourself that Harm shirt, Harm 4 shirt.
Okay, yeah, I was wearing that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's some nice endgame fighter gear there.
So when Will was in his inventory last, he does not have a pro ring. I think that's what he's looking for.
Does he have a ribbon, though? Because if he got a ribbon, he doesn't really need a pro ring. Especially with those gloves +9.
I did not see one.
Alright then, that may be it.
Yeah, gloves +9 do most of the work of pro ring. Most.
Yeah, they just don't protect you from death. Not sure... Oh, okay, he hasn't done air yet. It's just marked off already. Okay.
It's Warmech time.
It sure is. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that one's on me because I misread which orb he had lit.
Ah, okay. Alright. Fast, swinging, 4 hits, 520. Nuke comes out. Ooh, that's not looking great. Quad X doesn't hit. 6 hits, 988. Goodbye, Warmech. Quick little heal up before going to fight the multi-headed dragon. And for one a little fast. Tiamat gives us a free turn with some ink, swings for a little bit of damage, takes 8 hits back for 500, another 8 hits, another 500, little swing back, little swing back. Health's starting to drop a little low, but 10 hits, 921, goodbye Tiamat, and that should be the final orb for Will Bloodworth. And he is beelining it back to that volcano to go through those 2 earth floors and get down to the Temple of Fiends. Down, down, down we go. Where will it stop? Eventually here. Cracking open the black orb. Taking a quick check of these chests. Finds his nothing worthwhile. And decides to go right instead of left. Running into a nuclear lich. 7 hits, 668. Plenty of damage though, so yeah. Goodbye, lich.
My only fear for Will Bloodworth right now is Chaos, because he doesn't have that ribbon, and I think Chaos had at least 2 insta-death abilities or spells on him.
Yeah, he did. He had at the very least Crack and maybe one other. But also wasn't hitting, especially like, oh wow, Kraken 2 was not particularly healthy. That went down real quick.
Yeah, I think Kraken had Crack and Bane. And after a single Invis 2 cast, he was only hitting me 1 time, and then after his second Invis 2, he started missing. So it's a possibility that the ninja's evasion might just be able to carry him through to maybe 1 hit 150.
Maybe. Chaos did hit him though for a good 200 damage there. 12 hits, 766, fire 3, able to survive that fairly well. Crack, luckily, misses. 8 hits and terminated. With an official SRL time, Will Bloodworth has finished in 7th place. 1 hour, 36 minutes, 41 seconds. GG. And it sounds like we were just joined by Will Bloodworth. GG.
Thank you.
That was a pretty brutal early seed, I gotta say.
That was insane. Yeah, I think I lost, what, 20 minutes at the character select screen, effectively.
Well, probably closer to 45 an hour.
It was pretty bad. I had no AoE until I got, what, a Lit 3 gauntlet somewhere?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the wall of red dragons in Ice Cave, because I knew that was where progression was. Nothing was left. And yeah, I just beat the game with no armor, by the way. I had literally no body armor on.
Yeah, you just had those lovely +9 gloves. That's all you need.
Actually, I had the Lit 3 gauntlet on, I had a ribbon, and I had a... Oh, man.
Ice shield of some sort?
Yeah, I had an ice shield +6. Yeah, but I had 3 pieces of gear, no body armor. And yeah, that was pretty easy endgame.
Yeah, once you were able to class change ninja and equip that +9 katana, it was GG.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah, it looked like fighter was easy mode in this one. Of course, that I'm so averse to taking it that I'm like basically conceding. Okay, I'm gonna lose to like 7 other people here because I'm not taking a fighter. Because I'm sure everybody else did.
Hey, give yourself some credit. You only lost to 6 other people.
Oh, that's not bad then. Who else is still running?
Zenobian.
Wow. What did he take?
He took a black mage, which is much worse than a thief.
It's less durable, but he had an earlier starting game.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sure.
Cake and Bane can kill basically everything if you're
Yep.
lucky enough.
Yep. Well, he can also. Well, I don't know what kind of. Let's see. Cat Claw wasn't anything special. Was there a Masa out there?
Yes, the king had the +7 Masa.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, he needs that and Saber and Fast, and he can kill anything. He just needs to evade. That's it. Just needs to survive a few hits here and there. The tough part's gonna be getting past Warmech and getting past, I would say, Chaos if Chaos goes physical.
Yeah, Chaos was swinging kind of hard.
Mm-hmm. I got 2 hits for 2 something. I was just hoping he stayed on the crappy spells so I could win that war of attrition. Didn't want to go all the way back through.
All right, well, gentlemen, that was a very entertaining race. Do y'all have any final thoughts? Starting with Burt Reynolds, considering he was the first finisher on stream.
Oh, Doctor and who's our tracker today? Was it Shadowed Flames?
It was Shadowed Flames, and also, helping me out with comms while tracking this mess.
Yeah, just thanks, guys. We need the restreamers to put on the show for us, and we couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you.
And Ale, you got any final thoughts?
I mean, just echoing what Bert said. Thanks to you, Dr. Funkin, and also for Shadowed and for Jay Shadow for stepping up and putting on the restream and doing comms and tracking. It's a lot of fun to be able to use Irongol to show off different flag sets and help keep the interest building in the community. And we can't show it off if you guys aren't there to do it for us. So.
And Will?
Hashtag fight or never. Basically it. It was, this is one of those rare moments where I was actually tempted because I'm like, well, this is, okay, level 1 black magic and it's a fighter. Like, there's almost no downside to taking one. Everyone's gonna take one. GG to whoever, whatever. I don't. So Caleb said no fighter for him. I don't know what he took.
He took a black belt.
Black belt? That was a good choice too. I considered that, but I didn't like the black mage HP. But yeah, GG everybody else. I was playing a different game. Have fun.
All right, and with that, that's probably going to do it for us this evening. I want to once thank Jay Scheidel, our restreamer. I would like to thank my co-commentator, Shadowed Flames, who was also doing a wonderful job tracking for us tonight. And I would also like to thank all of our runners, Burt Reynolds, Will Bloodworth, and Ale Martin. They put on a great show for you tonight. Make sure to throw those guys a follow. And don't forget to follow the Randomania family of networks as well for more hot randomizer action like these Irongol matches. Other than that, I think that's going to do it. Shadow Flames, you got anything else you want to say tonight?
No, just to echo what everyone else has said. Thanks to Jay Scheidel. Thanks for you for doing the heavy lifting with the comms and leaving me to try to track around, adding my 2 cents in, and thanks for Randomania for letting us have our little bit of fun over here.
Absolutely. And if this looked like something that you might think is fun, please go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, pick some flags, roll yourself a seed. If you're confused as to what kind of seed you'd like to roll, come join us in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. We'll be happy to help you out. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful evening.